everybody. I'm really happy to be here, and let's just make sure everything works. Does it all work? Connecting. Yay, okay. Hi, thank you Donut.js for accepting this talk proposal. This is the most important talk I've ever given for sure, because I'm here. Yes, oh, closer to the mic, closer. You all sent me a video, and I can't take the mic off the stand, right? So I'm gonna keep it there. Can everybody hear me? Yes, okay. So I'm really excited to talk about karaoke and public speaking. The goal of this talk is to share a personal story, give the talk that I probably needed to hear 8 years ago, and possibly nudge someone from the audience to pitch a talk at this, the best ever, most friendly crowd in town, and definitely to have fun. But first, one slide about me. Like Matt said, I run Code for Science and Society. We're a nonprofit. We support people and projects who want to build technology in the public interest, open source. But I'm not here to talk about that tonight. I want to talk about how I stopped crying over public speaking. So, like many of you, perhaps, I got to the point in my career where being able to speak in public without freaking out about it and crying became really important. The first time I ever had to speak in public, it was 2008, and it was not a talk like this. It was a scientific poster presentation where I literally had like everything printed out and all the words I would need to say. And I cried so hard looking at that poster about to walk down that my lab mates had to come and hug me and hold me like a baby until, not like a bad baby, like an adorable baby. Until I had it together enough to go down and do that. And then after that, I managed to avoid public speaking for 4 years. That's right. And then the second time that I had to give a talk, a 5-minute talk, I also cried. It was not easier, and in fact, it was worse because it was a talk. The talk was longer. It was worse than a poster. And I could frame this like, oh, then I decided to like slay that dragon and learn how to fix this, but I did not have a plan. Public speaking just continued to be part of my job, and eventually I stopped crying. Eventually I stopped hating it. And eventually I got to the point where I would like actually suggest that I could talk about something. This took 6 years. So what else was I doing during that time? Private room karaoke. Yes. So I pitched this talk because I had a dream, and this is not a joke, although there will be jokes. And in this dream, I heard a voice, and this part of the talk will only be 2 slides, so like, don't worry. The voice said, "At first I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never make it through all those slides." Yes, it was Gloria Gaynor. She spoke to me in a dream with alternate lyrics to her hit song, and I'm not kidding. It's really happened. And I woke up and I immediately pitched a talk to Donut.js, and I spent a little time thinking about the lyrics because there was a full song, which I will not sing to you. But I was also doing a lot of like work stuff and learning to be a better manager and reading this book. So I came up with what I like to call the 6 commitments of private room karaoke. So why commitments? Because when you enter into a private room karaoke situation with a small group of people, you're making commitments to each other, to support each other, to be there for each other, to honor each other's process, right? And why private room karaoke? Because it's hard to do that in a bar if you got to get your name on the list, and then maybe you'll go up once and you're supposed to like really shine in that moment. So this has not been sponsored by VoiceBox, although maybe they should sponsor this. VoiceBox is the local private room karaoke for those of you from out of town. It's right across the river, and it's really fun. So these are the 6 commitments of private room karaoke, and they are relevant to public speaking. And there may be more, but this is what the Gloria Gaynor angel gave to me in that dream. And Our Lady of Portland Karaoke, Jen Batchelor, is featured in this picture and in the back of the room. So, and I'm going to go through each of these and discuss why I think they're relevant and important to karaoke and public speaking, and then suggest a couple of songs for each one. So, originality is not required for a good karaoke time. These are good songs. These are great songs. These are not bad, played out songs. And if our goal is to have fun, these are the best songs in the world. And I think this is very relevant to public speaking, because when you first get to the point in your career where maybe you should start talking about your work, you think, well, I have nothing to say. I'm new and I don't have anything to say, but you definitely do. And even if you just talk about a very well-trod topic, this is not an original idea, by the way, this talk. I Googled it, other people have given this talk. But you've never heard me give this talk in this audience at this room tonight in Portland. So here we go. And similarly, like, I've never heard Matt sing this Justin Bieber song. And so, like, if he decided to, it would be really new and fresh to me. And so I think in today's, like, TED Talk, and no shade on TED Talk, and sort of thought leader culture, there's this idea that you have to be really experienced and have a really original idea. But just like Matt's rendition of Justin Bieber would be really unique and special, you know, your story of how you got your first job, or how you managed your first team, or the first like open source disaster you experienced would also be really interesting, just because of the personal things that you bring to it. So originality, not required. Once you internalize that you can sing anything, what's next? It's time for experimentation. And so I've suggested this song for an experimental karaoke song. Maybe you've never seen anyone karaoke this song. I've done it on multiple continents, and every time the whole room knows it, and it brings the whole house down. Surprised. I was surprised the first time I saw it done by Steph. Blew my mind. You can sing whatever you want, and you should try some new things. And in a private room, you have the support to experiment. And when you do that, you're also going to fail. Oh yes, experimentation will lead to failure. And failure is a necessary part of karaoke, and also a necessary part of like learning about yourself as a speaker. So in private room karaoke, it's not that painful to fail because you have your friends there, and that's great. They can support you, or just like skip the song if it's really bad. But public speaking is full of all kinds of weird stuff, like AV issues, or then suddenly maybe your voice starts shaking or your hand starts shaking, and getting to know your body and what you do when things are starting to go off the rails, or when you committed to a karaoke song that has you going bow, 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 ba-dow, bow for like 40 bars. It's good. It's really good to know. Look, it's still going. That's a Fleetwood Mac song, and it is really fun at the beginning, and then you get to that part and you're like, oh God, okay. So that brings me to the next commitment of private room karaoke, which is that it is a space to practice. You will learn, when is my hand gonna shake? Do I need to look at the words the whole time? Am I a person that forgets words? And this teaches you to just know thyself. And I think some of the best sort of keynote level, really cool public speakers that I know, one of them, his hand shakes like this the entire time, but it does not throw off his game because he is expecting it. The other one is this woman, Lori Allen, who's a really badass librarian, and she has to write out her whole speech handwritten and read the notes. Not a big deal. That's just what she has to do to get started. And she knows that about herself, and she nails it every time. And the audience, you know, these getting to know yourself and knowing like what's going to happen when things go wrong are really going to make you more comfortable, and like it's going to make you not cry like me. The other commitment of private room karaoke, this one is more about like what you bring, how you support your friends. And I've suggested an Avril Lavigne song here because the song is all about her hanging out with her friends in the skate park. You should probably go watch the video. But chill out. What you yelling for? It's all been done before. Relax. Private room karaoke gives you the support you need from your small group of people that fit in that room to really experiment, really practice, workshop things, make some bad mistakes, and then recover from them with a nice Avril Lavigne song that everyone knows the words to. So, we're almost at the end of my time. The final commitment, the sixth commitment of private room karaoke that is relevant to public speaking is commitment, because when you get up there and you're giving a talk, or when you suggest that maybe you'll sing November Rain and you forget about Slash's guitar solo, you need to commit for that whole time, or you need to commit to be okay with just killing the song. And so what I would like to suggest, if interesting to anyone, is that anyone can commit to 1 minute of a karaoke song. Do you guys feel that way? So this microphone doesn't move, and there isn't another one, but I think that it would put everyone in a good mood to sing 1 minute of a karaoke song. Can I get a timer? Can somebody time it? Also, you can say no. Do you want to say yes or no? Yes! Okay, so the song that I have selected, it's a great song. In the style of Gloria Gaynor. And I'm hoping that the sound works. Is the sound working? If it's not, we're gonna fix it. Oh yeah, here we go. Are you ready? Thank you. At first I was afraid, I was petrified, kept thinking I could never live without you by my side. But then I spent so many nights thinking how you did me wrong, and I grew strong, and I learned how to get along, and so I'm back from outer space, just looking to find you here with that sad look upon your face. Should have changed that stupid lock. I should have made you leave your key. If I'd known for just 1 second, you'd be back to bother me. Oh, now go. Walk out the door. Just turn around now, 'cause you're not welcome anymore. Weren't you the one who tried to hurt me with goodbye? Do you think I'd crumble? Do you think I'd lay down and die? Oh, no, I will survive. Oh, as long as I know how to love, I know I'll stay alive. I've got all my life to live. I've got all my love to give. I'll survive. I will survive. Hey, hey. That was slightly longer than 1 minute, but I didn't want to just kill it before we got to the 8-bar instrumental break. But thank you, everybody. It was really fun to watch you sing along.